Already we are online. Yes, we can start. Wonderful.
Let's go.
Well, hello. We are here. Well, this is I am Gonzo blogger, no, and today is Sunday 19 of April 2026. I am here in Barcelona, and well, my guest today is Ben Stimson. That he is British. I know that some of you know because of you are following the war in Ukraine. Well, he's a kind of popular. Popular among some people. I mean, like some people know you, know, because are following this conflict for many years, and you are not a new one. You are not a new one person, but a guy that went to the Donbass in 2015. Yes, 11 years ago, and you were also. Well, yeah, it's quite a long period, no? What do you think? Tell me something about your life, Ben, you know?
Yeah, you'll have to excuse me. My laptop's not working, so I'm on my phone.
Wow.
Yeah, I got demobilized in July last year. I've been living in Moscow, just relaxing, doing a little bit of media work, and we've done a few humanitarian runs down to the Donbass with... I still keep in contact with the Inter-Brigades guys, and I've been doing humanitarian runs with a group called Dosto Help. So we've been down twice to Severodonetsk, Lugansk, Debaltseve, Donetsk, those sort of areas. But I'll tell you the truth, Miguel, I'm bored at the moment in Moscow. I mean, it's the biggest city in Europe. It's a mega city, and I'm bored. So I'm going.
You're bored, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, most of my friends work normal jobs.
Yeah, I mean, yes. Well, you know, I have been in Moscow several times. You know, for around I remember it was 15 days or something like this. I think you need connections. You need connections for. I mean, in Moscow because.
I've got a lot of connections, Miguel. I've got a lot of connections and a lot of friends and a large social circle. But you know, I'm signing a new contract soon with the Army Reserve. Obviously, it's not frontline. I haven't been to the front line since 2015. I mean, my last job in the military, I was working with field headquarters for my regiment, and then I spent some time as an instructor training foreign volunteers, mostly Africans. I mean, good guys. I've got a few African veterans live around where I live here, so I've been and seen a few of them. One particularly I trained, so it's good to see them. But I'm becoming a bit of a barfly, to be honest. Most of my time seems to be spent at least 3 days a week in bars. So I need to get out of that habit, get fit again, and stay out of bars and restaurants. It's hard to adjust to civilian life. You know, it's been, for me, like you say, 11 years. I spent 7 of those nearly 7, 6 years, 9 months in prison in Britain for...
you were in prison in Britain for 6 years, no? Because of your participation in the you moved to Donetsk, no, to the Donbass in 2015. You were enrolled in the and then you came back to Britain. Well, I understand that Britain have a very strict policy, you know, against people that
crazy strict.
Involved. I mean, especially British people, no, involved in the conflict. Here, I want to tell you that in Spain, you know, I knew militia, also members of the militias, no, Spanish, no, say, no. And then they came back, no. They came back to Spain, no. Some of them came back. well,
Interesting.
they really just simply. Well, I think at the beginning they had some problem. At the very beginning, small problem, no. But later, just simply the government just say, oh, okay, that doesn't matter. Or simply
Well,
I think the authorities try. Yeah. Yeah.
I met with a volunteer from Prizrak who was Spanish. He'd served with Prizrak back in 2015. He had a similar situation to me. However, when he returned to Spain, they just ignored it. Anyone who participates on either side in Spain, I think this harks back to the Spanish Civil War. You know, it'd be very hypocritical for Spain to lock up leftists who have gone and volunteered in the Donbass, or for the Russians. And also, I'd say the Ukrainians as well. I think if for them to start jailing or arresting foreign volunteers is just completely against Spanish history. I mean, we have so many people from Europe and America, Latin America as well, went and enlisted in the international brigades in Spain to fight fascism. So Spain would be like going against their own history and their own and respect for the international brigades that fought in the Spanish Civil War against fascism. So the Spanish guy I met, it was not on our last humanitarian run, on the run before, and he'd also, like me, returned to join the Russian military, and he'd served again. So it's good to spend some time with him. Also, our mutual friend Rodolfo's always around. So,
it's a mutual friend, no?
I'm supposed to meet him this weekend, but he's not phoned today. He's a very busy man.
Who is the Brazilian guy? No, is Rodolfo?
Yeah,
maybe.
Rodolfo.
Rodolfo is you see him, just say hello from me.
Yeah, I will bump into him. We're always arranging to meet. I saw him just before Christmas. We had a drink in a bar. I think he's got a girlfriend, Miguel. I think he's got a girlfriend now. So.
Oh, wonderful! Yes, I mean he's a good man. Actually, he was not drinking alcohol in general. No? I mean he doesn't drink alcohol, only coffee and
he had a couple of drinks with me. We found a bar that served some British beer, and he had a couple of drinks. So.
He's I mean he had some. He told me, Rodolfo, like a 2 week, no. 1 month or something like this, I had some chat. I have a chat with him, and he told me he had some problem because he was in Donetsk and he was still living in the same room. The room where, in the residence of this university.
Yeah.
In the Dontu, Donetsk National Technical University. We spent there because I was there for near a year as well, no? And then he told me, "Look, Mikel, I am here, no, but now I think they are going to change. There are some kind of renovations or something like this." He told me, and he had to leave, no? He's
okay. Don't worry about. He's okay. He's sorted that out.
But he's okay. He's okay. No, that's good, no? Because he was a bit worried. He told me, "Look, do you have some contact here in Donetsk?" I go, "Hey, guy, I left Donetsk many years ago, no? So I lost all my contacts, and actually, so how is like
the thing is,
this world, no?"
There's a couple of groups in Donetsk that help foreign volunteers. There's the Interbrigades network. They've always got contacts with things like that. They don't obviously they don't recruit anymore, but they still help foreign volunteers that are still in the forces there.
Just tell me. I don't know. We can speak if you want, or about the Odessa Massacre. No,
that's what I wanted to get round to. Yeah,
this is the main topic, no, of our talk show today. Yeah, yes. Go ahead.
Well,
go ahead. I will leave you to speak, and later I will speak myself about my own experience on that issue.
Yeah, of course. Well, it's 12 years this year since the Odessa Massacre, where the right sector, Pravi sector, Nazis were and football hooligans and members of the Azov battalion were bussed into Odessa to put down pro-Russian demonstrations. They chased the demonstrators, trade unionists, socialists, pro-Russians, traditionalists into the trade union hall, and what followed was petrol bombs being thrown by the far right militias into the trade union hall, where these, was it 47? I don't know exactly. 47, I'm sure it's 47, were burned alive. When they tried to escape the trade union hall, they were shot at. They were stones were thrown, and more Molotov cocktails. It was basically a massacre. Is a massacre. But this year, many groups have come together that support us, socialist groups, traditionalist groups, some moderate conservative groups, leftists, communists, and they're holding around Europe and Africa several memorial events outside Ukrainian embassies. I know in Pretoria, London, Dublin, Lisbon, I know is doing something. I don't know anything in Spain at the moment. I think something's going on in Italy, but they've not reached out to the organizer.
I'm not sure if there is something. Probably it should be maybe some activity. Still, I don't know. I will look for information. Really, I am latterly a bit disconnected of how to say of this war. No, that is because of I don't know what happened that my new reality is taking me. You understand me? No, say yes.
Yeah. I've not organised it. I've just been promoting the event on my social medias. I know George Galloway's Workers' Party has been advertising on X. The note.
Yeah, I saw. I am following him. I follow him also the Workers' Party, and then it's like I know that they are organizing activities there in Britain, and they are doing good stuff. No? I mean,
there's another group. There's another group called RUAFS, International Ukrainian Anti-Fascist Solidarity Group. They're joining with No to NATO. I think there's a conservative-leaning group as well. UNN are also linking up, and the No Conscription League. Is it Non-Conscription League in Britain? There's 3 groups in Ireland, in Dublin, linking up. Is it International Anti-Imperialist Alliance? Anti-Imperialist Alliance. They're linking up with a group called TANA, and what's the other one? Social Rights Ireland. They're doing something. They've got a great speaker in Dublin. I've heard her speak before. Can't remember her name, but she's a great speaker. Lisbon, I don't know somewhat. There is definitely something happening there outside the embassy, 2 p.m. in Lisbon. So that's quite close to you, well, across the border. Berlin, they're doing something later. I don't know exactly what groups are involved there. They sent me an advertisement. That's 4 p.m. on Odessa Platz, Berlin time. Pretoria, that will be massive. I know the South Africans, when they put a protest on, they do put a protest on. And I think there's something in Senegal as well. Those are the cities I know of. I expect the Italians are doing something because they're
probably here in Spain as well. Really, I am thinking that probably I am totally sure in the Basque country. In the Basque country, yes. I mean, because there is a committee of solidarity with the Donbass, and also, well, here in Barcelona, maybe I don't know. There are many groups here, of left-wing oriented groups, and then, well. Probably I will look for some info. No, if there is some.
I mean, Miguel, it's not necessarily. I mean, back in 2015, I was this staunch communist, socialism, internationalist, anti-imperialist. But I'm looking in the West now, and I'm seeing a lot of these leftist protests, and a lot of it I don't actually agree with what they're saying anymore. I mean, obviously, I'm an anti-imperialist, anti-NATO. I agree with socialist economic policies. But I've got more traditionalist, and I think the left, particularly the Trotskyists and the anarchists, now they don't really stand for what I believe in anymore. Of course, I'm firmly behind them with the anti-NATO and anti-imperialism. But the left, particularly in Britain, has completely abandoned the Donbass. Apart from a few small groups, obviously the Workers' Party is solid behind us. RUAFS, they're leftist. But there are groups in Britain now, like David Curtin's Heritage Party. There's another one, David Clues, his UNN are firmly behind us. There's another one, Andrew Bridge. I can't remember his name, but he's a bit conspiracy theorist, and I don't agree with some of that. And also with some of these conservative-minded groups, I don't like their environmental policies and things like that. But we're all singing from the same hymn sheet, as we say in England. We're all anti-NATO, anti-Western imperialism, intervention in Palestine, this war in Iran. Whose interest do these people serve? NATO, the European Union, it doesn't serve the interests of the working man. We need to get back, particularly in Britain, they're clamping down on any dissent now. Protests, they're clamping down on. They're jailing pro-Palestine protesters now on terrorism charges. So it's the Epstein class. I mean, it sounds a bit conspiracy theorist, but there's some reality to this now. It is the Epstein class. These are the servants of.
Well, here the situation in Spain.
It's not us.
No, come on. The situation. I don't know the situation in Britain. Yes, I am following news and so on, but I understand that. So how is a bit different than here in Spain? No, I mean, how to say? First of all, here, the people that were volunteering or working in the Donbass, we are not, simply the government doesn't mind, or simply we are forgotten that they allow us to do our activities without any problem. Later, there is kind of ecosystem of all. I speak about that ecosystem of magazines, small groups. Maybe small organizations that are around the not exactly the government, but the ecosystem of the left wing, of course, organizations that are criticizing the government of Pedro Sanchez and also of the left, because in Spain we have a left-oriented government, and we are criticizing quite a lot, no? But this ecosystem is where the struggle in the Donbass, all the history we know perfectly, is there. I mean, there are some magazines that are publishing articles against Zelensky, against the Maidan. Also, probably will publish something about the Odessa Massacre again. It's an ecosystem of organizations or small committees, or sometimes officially the government is giving support to Pedro Sanchez giving some kind of support to Zelensky, but later you find that it's not so clear because of the position of the position of the Spanish government in Palestine, for instance, against Israel, or now today and yesterday, and there were here a huge gathering of left-wing oriented governments like Lula. Lula was here. Is here. Lula da Silva is here in Barcelona. Also, the president of Mexico, the president of those left. That is not my model. It's not my model. You understand me? But actually, you can find also the president of South Africa also here, and also our president Sanchez last week went to China 4 times. He has been visiting China to do business. So, this is the thing we have here in Spain. You understand me? In Britain, I understand that you have this idiot, because he's an idiot. He looks an idiot even. This prime minister you have, Starmer, It's very sad because I was very supported. I was a fan of Corbyn, Jeremy Corbyn. I was a fan, but I don't know.
He's a good man. He is a good man.
He looks a good man, but now you have this idiot.
I don't agree with all these. The left in Britain now is jumping on this I mean, the Trotskyist left is jumping on this LGBT and trans rights thing. I mean, I don't.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
got. I've got.
We have also that as well.
I've got gay friends. I don't really want to know what they do in the bedroom. I mean, it's between them and the. This LGBT rights and all that. It's crazy. Whose interest does it serve? What consenting adults do in the bedroom? Just get on with your life. But the first thing Corbyn's new party did at his conference was start trans rights are human rights, and like you had all these people up with rainbow jumpers and rings through the nose and saying I'm a tranny and all this. But back to Spain, I did see that they closed the skies to American warplanes, which was brilliant. I mean, well, at the same time, Britain is letting NATO warplanes use their air bases. I mean, half the air bases in Britain are controlled by America anyway. So, I mean, Britain's always going to be America's little lapdog.
Yes, I know you have really a small. Let's say this prime minister you have is really a bit. I don't know. It's quite. It's ridiculous, man. He's an idiot. He's a totally idiot man. I mean, it's like when I saw in the television, well, what the fucking thing they have in Britain? No, and actually in Britain, you have a lot of also problems, no? Social problems.
I've not really spent much time as a member of British society in the last 11 years. I was either in prison or in Russia. But of course, I still have I'm a Russian citizen now, but I have more interest in the politics of Britain than Russia. I don't really pay much attention to what's going on in politics, apart from the Donbass, obviously, and the special military operation. But my main interests in politics are what's going on in the country of my birth. Of course, I still have a lot of good memories of my childhood in Britain, and I want the best for the British people. But this serving NATO, the European Union, and pushing for this war with Russia is not in the interests of British people. And I wish some of them would wake up that they're being used, their money, while they're paying huge amounts for fuel and we can't get doctor's appointments and things like that. It's all because they're spending the money on Ukraine and they will never get it back. All these loans and things they keep saying they're giving, and donations they keep giving to Zelensky for his golden toilets and to drag his citizens off the street and send them to the special military operations zone is, that's not in the British people's interest, and it's not in the Ukrainian people's interests either.
Of course not.
All you have to do is, like, we can get back onto the subject, is look at the fact that they burned all those people alive in Odessa in 2014.
Yeah.
What they're supporting. Those are the same people that now are in government and are controlling the armed forces in the Interior Ministry.
The Ukraine was destroyed in 2014. I mean, the coup of the Maidan coup was against the Ukrainian constitution. And also, it was after the Odessa Massacre, it was clear that the two Ukraines that they are in Ukraine there are two, even three Ukraines, okay? But those two Ukraines cannot be together anymore because of the Philo-Nazi, the radical Nazis took the power in 2014 against the president, the constitutional president and the constitutional government of Ukraine. That's it, and that doesn't exist. Ukraine doesn't exist anymore. There is a illegal. I am following. I am taking the Ukrainian constitution. The Ukrainian constitution in 2014 just simply was destroyed by the Obama administration.
It was Obama.
They organized
Biden and Victoria Nuland. It was their policy. It was always their intentions. I mean, the worst thing is we got Biden back in power, and he was straight back pushing it. His son was all tied up in Hunter Biden? His corrupt energy deals.
Yeah. Well, his son was actually corrupt, and also, you know the picture of the son of Biden there in Kiev, no, with all those girls and prostitutes and so on, no, drugs, and it's incredible, no.
Another one
And
of the Epstein
they
class.
destroyed Ukraine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the Epstein class for you.
the Epstein club, the Epstein class, no, they destroyed the Ukraine, no, and that's not exist anymore. Ukraine since 2014. No?
I know, but
And
we
then,
were there, but we were there back in the early days in the Donbass. We saw what was developing. I mean, I got there a little bit later than you did, but I saw the people rallying.
I saw.
And initially, if we go back to it, the people of the Donbass, when they were protesting right back against the Maidan, they were flying the Ukrainian flag in the early days. They only changed it because the Maidan coup people
exactly.
we're also we can't, so they changed to the flag of Novorossiya and the DNR and the LNR. But it was Ukrainian people protesting against the coup.
They were Ukrainian people.
Back in the early days,
myself in Donetsk, I was talking with my students. I had some students there. I told them, "Look, what are you? How do you feel?" So, well, and most of them they were telling me, "Look, I'm Ukrainian, but I am against the government, the new government there. That is illegal. It goes against the constitution. So I am supporting the DNR because it's the only way we have for surviving, no, for being here. I mean, that's it. And many of them say, I was Ukrainian. I was okay in Ukraine, but now after the Maidan coup, that is impossible to live together anymore because those guys are coming here to kill us and to destroy us, and that's it. And this is what happened. It's easy to understand. It's very easy to understand. But the thing is that here in Spain and in the Western world, we have this campaign, this propaganda campaign, brainwashing the people, for many years against Russia, they're fighting Russia as a monster or people that are like underdeveloped or something like this. I have been in Russia. I had inside Russia, not only in Moscow, not only in Moscow, okay, and also in the village. I have been in quite a lot of villages and so on. I am telling the people, look, go to a village here in Spain. It's a village, of course. You go to a village, there are some services that are not working because it's a village with few people. But you go to cities like Moscow. I was in Ryazan. Ryazan is a medium-sized city. It's a wonderful city. Beautiful, very well developed. I mean, what are you speaking about? The people here is a campaign of demonization here, even in Spain. But the Spanish people are we are Spanish people, and so that means that we are not really. We don't buy everything that we see in the television. Okay, and of course there are many idiots everywhere, also in Spain. But I understand that in other countries there is a strong campaign against Russia now here in the European Union. Trying to depicting Russia as a barbarians, as a criminals, as a people without without hair, or people that are like this is the propaganda we see all the time here in the television. This is why it's so important that people like you, or people that are from the Westerners, that are living in Russia, or they can give us other point of view. I mean, because how to say? You go to Moscow. You have been in Moscow. You are in Moscow now. I mean, what are you speaking about? I mean, tell me, myself. I try when I am working here in Barcelona, and if somebody asks me, I answer. I don't have any problem. I can answer what they saw, what they are thinking about, and I try to do all my best to maintain doing things like sometimes I'm participating in some. I think in 1 month or so, somebody contact me, a member of an organization, a local organization here in a city close to Barcelona, and they told me that maybe they are going to organize a kind of open activity for the public, So they go, well, okay, if you invite me, I go. I will explain what they see. Nobody pay me nothing. you know. Never in my life. I mean, just simply the people think that you speak. I mean, you have an opinion, your own opinion about a conflict that you know, because I know, because I have been inside. What the fuck? Why are you speaking about the Donbass? Have you ever been in Donetsk? I have been. I saw him with my eyes. 2 years, guy. What are you thinking about? They were bombing the city. I was there. You know, I saw with my eyes. You know. One night, even the you know, when I was there in 2000, it was in 2017. They were bombing the city with Tosca 1.
Yeah,
Tosca
I've seen them.
Huh?
I saw the one lying in the street.
I remember that.
I've got the photo. I've still got the photograph. On the. Yeah, that was
Tosca,
and
they were killing.
Yeah, it was in a shopping centre in Logan, and old ladies were stepping around it. Yeah, unexploded.
Yeah,
Tosca.
Yeah. I can just simply tell stories that I saw with my eyes. Also, I can also tell stories about my history in
I mean,
Lithuania.
The latest one that I've seen on the internet now is some of these pro-Ukrainian Westerners, whether they're paid by the Bandera regime of Zelensky or not, I don't know. But they're actually saying now that the pro-Russian protesters, the anti-Maidan protesters in the Odessa Trade Union Hall set themselves on fire.
Yeah,
that's what they're saying.
It's something.
They burned themselves.
This is cynicism.
We're not Buddhist monks in Vietnam. You know, I remember the Buddhist monks burning themselves against the war in Vietnam. Well, I don't remember it, but I've seen the photos in Vietnam against the Americans. But no, these
I remember
did not burn themselves alive. The videos are there on YouTube of the Banderites throwing petrol bombs through the windows, and when people are trying to escape, there was someone there. Was there a policeman with his pistol shooting at the windows?
Yeah. They were lynched by the Maidan. I mean, those guys were members of the Maidan, and they lynched, killed, raped, even. No, according to the official numbers, were about 50 persons, but actually it's more than 100. More than 100
there was a lot injured. I saw the figures this morning again. I'm sure it's 47 and 120 injured.
There are more. There are some different. There are different accounts. Nobody knows exactly how many people were killed there. Nobody knows. And also, nobody went to the jail. Nobody have been in jail or have been.
But the European court ruled against the pro-Maidan Banderites, saying that the emergency services did nothing, and they put the blame at the feet of the Poroshenko government and ordered them to pay compensation. I don't think the compensation's been given to any of the survivors.
Yeah.
I mean, I've spoken online to two of the survivors recently. I mean, I can't name them or. Obviously,
this is I don't know. We decided. I mean, today you and me, speak about the massacre in Odessa because of. I want to tell you what I saw. I saw those videos in that time, no, and I was living in Lithuania. I feel so bad because I understood what they were doing there, no? And I feel like I felt so bad that I decided to break with everything. No? I go fucking all of you, and then I start to campaign against the Maidan and against the Lithuanian government because it was supporting the Maidan in that moment. And later, I moved to Donetsk. And I spent there near 2 years, no? Doing what they could do, I mean, those videos that I saw the image of pictures, no, I saw from the Maidan, from the Odessa Massacre, really were terrible, terrible, and that's it. No? I think
Yeah, I mean,
you have maybe.
I've been shown some photographs taken by one of the survivors 2 weeks ago. I think I've got them on my phone. Yeah, photographs of what happened from inside the building. Terrible.
Yeah, yes. I want. I think it's yeah, there's some problem of connection. Maybe you have some connection problems, Ben.
You can
Yeah.
Can you see me, hear me?
Yeah, I cannot see you. I mean, I can listen to you and everything is fine, but your image is not moving. It's like fixed, you know.
1 second.
Yeah,
There we
it
go.
happens, no, with the connections, no. I don't know. Maybe we should try to do more some how to say more videos of this kind, because they are funny, no, and are interesting, no.
Of course, yeah.
Also,
I mean, we need to get the message out there. I'm really glad to have seen with these adverts that I've been putting out is how people are coming together and getting around this sectarian divide in the left, and some of the leftist groups even working with some conservative leaning groups, just because we're all of the same opinion on this. On the rise of fascism in Ukraine and NATO support. As long as NATO and the European Union are funding Zelensky's corrupt regime, this is going to continue. This is not. They keep talking of peace, but they're escalating it all the time. Storm Shadow missiles. All Holland, Britain, and various other places saying they're going to supply more and more drones. These drones are. I've been under attack twice from FPV drones and a few times by Baba Yaga drones, the really big ones. They're evil. I mean, they talk about. Of course, we're using them as well, but only in answer to the Ukrainian. It was Ukrainians that started with these FPVs and.
War. I don't know. I really don't know what is going.
They're escalating constantly escalating, and I don't know. The reason is because they believe they can get a regime change in Russia, but the Russian people, 99% of them are united. You know, it's a solid country, all different ethnic groups together. First of all, you're Russian. They talk about having a Russian soul.
They want to destroy Russia. I mean, the objective of the Maidan was that.
They want to return to the 1990s, where Western companies charged in here and literally turned the country into chaos, asset stripping.
Yeah.
You know,
it's what they are trying. It's what they are trying to do.
It was President Putin that put an end to it and sorted the country out.
Yeah.
You know, that's what the West and the European Union want. They want the resources. That's all. They don't give a damn about the Ukrainian people. They don't give a damn about Ukraine. They want regime change in Russia and to asset strip it. That's my opinion.
You know, Ben, I am very happy to see you again. Just tell me something about your mate. I saw the news in the Mirror. Mirror, they say, you know, the Mirror. The Mirror said that he was killed. Aiden Minis. I read in the Mirror. In the Mirror, I was reading the Mirror. Say, Aiden Minis is killed. No, has been killed.
No.
I wrote to him. I wrote to him and said, "Look, are you kidding? No, this is propaganda. You understand me? No, I mean."
All right. I'll tell you what happened. Aiden lost internet connection, and but some of myself and some of the other foreign volunteers, that particularly the Western ones, we're still in contact with him by text message, SMS, normal telephone. And he said, "Oh, everyone will think I'm dead." And I said, "Okay, I'll put something on social media that I'm very worried about my friend Aidan Minnis. Let's all pray that he comes back to us safe. You know, but the Western media, I put it there. And the next minute, the Daily Mirror and all these was saying he was dead. No one ever said he was dead. And then the next minute, Aidan's got an internet connection. Lazarus has risen. Yeah, so we.
You know, those guys of the Mirror are very funny. I think they are crazy. They are looking for. They want you to be killed or something like this. Or you understand? You know? It's something like. You know, on Facebook, I am trolling them. I mean, like a troll, trolling them because on Facebook, to trolling them. No, especially when they speak about the Donbass or speak about you. Speak about you. You know what I want to do? This interview, it will go to my YouTube.
That's it. Well,
I will send the link of this interview to the Mirror there on the on the in their how to say you know, Facebook page in a comment I will tell the people.
Listen,
if you want to know the truth about what is happening with the British traitors, I am interviewing them. You know, you can go there to see. Maybe the traitor is your government. You know, with my name, name. You know, I am here. I am Miquel from Barcelona. You know, I am more European than you. You know, I find stuff. Putin does not pay me anything. You understand me? I am doing that because of. For the people of Ukraine, for the people of Russia, and for the people of Europe, you know, I am against this fascist Maidan that destroyed Ukraine and is destroying Europe. You know, the Maidan is destroying Europe as well. It's destroying my country as well because we have to pay money for this baboon, this clown we have there that also give. This is so clear that we are, you know, Spain. We are spending money in a war that is not our war. It's the war of the that is for some people are earning a lot of money. The military-industrial complex, the bankster, for them is very wonderful, this war, okay? But it's not about patriotism, it's not about anything, it's about making money and destroying Russia. You know, destroying Russia, it was not destroy it, it's just they want to break apart the Russia and looting Russia, you know, and they don't want Russia to become a power, no? And you know, Russia will be always a power. You know why? Because it's Russia. What the fucking is that? You see the country. And then the thing that Putin is doing, the thing that Putin is doing is actually protecting the national interest of Russia. That's it. And he has been forced to do this military intervention in the Donbass. He has been forced because for 10 years he tried to avoid that. He tried.
Yeah, of course.
But at the end, it was not.
One thing I'll add, Miguel.
He didn't have other option. He didn't have other option that intervene military in the Donbass. That's it. And then that this is because he tried to avoid. I remember even he was in that time we were there stopping volunteers, you know, to go to the Donbass. You know. That's true. That's true. It was difficult to go there. Some of the volunteers had even problems because the Russian authorities didn't want we to go there.
I remember that.
I remember that. Some of us had really problem for that because what are you doing here? No, the policy at the beginning of Kremlin had this policy at the beginning, stopping the foreign volunteers to be involved in the war in Donbass. And yes, I remember because of myself.
That's a fact. I went across that border twice.
Yes. Yeah. I remember perfectly that. The people think that the Putin was, how to say, funneling everywhere. No, that's not true. At the beginning of the conflict, the Russian authorities were stopping in the border the foreigners that wanted to join the militias. No. And he tried to avoid the war for 10 years, no? Dealing with this Minsk agreement, the Minsk 1, Minsk 2, with Angela Merkel and so on. No? But later it was not possible because the administration saying in the United States, also in Germany, and the new government, this Zelensky
they were preparing for it, Miguel.
Clown, no?
Miguel, I believe full well, and Merkel has said that the Minsk agreement was just to give time for Ukraine to rearm.
She said that.
They said that. Also, I'll add, because when I was in prison, all I had was normal terrestrial TV. I had no internet at all. The media was starting slowly, drip, 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 you know, like with its propaganda. They were preparing for this. They were ready for a war. They were starting the propaganda because initially, if you notice, the Western press used to tell a much fairer story. The reports are still there of where they used to show both sides of the story. Obviously, it was pro-Ukraine, pro-West, but they did show the side from the separatists.
Yeah.
Now now they just say everything Russia said is a lie. We tell the truth. They frame that, did a false flag with the Butcher massacre and all this. It's been debunked. They have created, because they've created their own narrative. They've created a narrative which they're going to stick to. And they just say everything Russia says is a lie. Don't believe them. Yet people like me and you were there. We saw it and we see what is going on. But the media, the Western propaganda, just keeps saying they're lying. They're lying. They'll say, "Oh, the propagandists." I haven't had any pay in 9 months. I'm living off my army wages still. I'm not paid for anything. Believe me, I wish I was because I have to find a normal job. I could just lie in bed all day.
I want to tell you that unless your situation, I am happy, because of you, I mean, you have spent some years in jail in United Kingdom because of your political conviction, anti-fascist convictions.
I was basically jailed for telling the truth because the judge in my case said.
That's it.
Miguel, let me say what the judge said. The judge said, in no uncertain words, "You are not an extremist. You have done no harm to anybody. You hold mainstream political views." At the time, Jeremy Corbyn was the leader of the Labour Party. Similar views to what he had. You are not a danger to the British people. So why did they put me in prison? I had to plead guilty to it because if I went to trial and was found guilty, they had photographs of me holding weapons and sitting at the front line. I would have got 10 to 15 years. I pled guilty so that they dropped the first charge of preparation of terrorism. They said me simply travelling to Russia and then into the Donbass was preparation of terrorism. But of course, that they didn't have a leg to stand on with that. And then my barrister came out in the court case and said, well, 5 years, 4 months they've given you. Actually, it's what's known as an extended sentence. So it's actually 6 years and 4 months. And then towards the end of my prison sentence, I got caught with a mobile telephone and they added another 4 months. So I did nearly 7 years for something a judge said, you are not dangerous, you are not an extremist, and you haven't done any harm to anybody. They couldn't prove that. But in that moment, at the time, it was very quiet. The front line was very quiet when I was there. There was only 2 little skirmishes, and back then there were no drones. You could sit on the top of the trench and smoke a cigarette. The only drone at all was a Ukrainian surveillance drone. But like we say, Angela Merkel used the Minsk Accords to rearm Ukraine, and she said as much. So they started a propaganda campaign to make sure that they had the British and the European and the American public completely brainwashed. It was like water on a stone. Because I used to just sit and watch the news and various programs on terrestrial TV while I was in prison, and I thought they're getting rid of the narrative that they weren't showing any Russian opinion, and if there was Russian opinion, they'd just laugh. Oh, you would say that. President Putin's paying you to say that. So create a narrative that all the people of the Donbass and all the people in Crimea are paid by the Kremlin to vote that way. you know, it's not this. Oh, they've created this fake narrative that people still actually believe today in the West. We have got a long way to go to, and it's little programs like this. If we could get some more traction,
yes. Look, this is little programs, and also the thing that we try to do. No, myself, I published an article in a magazine that is quite well known here. No, that is El Viejo Topo. I am going to publish a second one. I try to do also. There are some organizations that are dealing with that. I mean, we are small. You know, but we have. But the truth is in our side. You understand me?
Recently, my Facebook account recently started getting quite a lot of traction. They've just shut it down.
Yeah. Actually, you have also your channel, no? In Telegram.
I've got 860 subscribers there, but it's small.
No, I want to do one thing. Also,
a lot of people just want they just want military videos. They just want a lot of them are just, it's like televisions, and they just want military things.
Yeah, they don't like maybe the political analysis, you know, they just simply want war. Yes, I know people like weapons and myself, for instance, when I was in the Donbass, I had a channel with a lot of videos, but very little. I mean, sometimes I was with militia men and so on, no, but really I was not in the front line. I was not doing.
We used to have. I mean, me and Graham Phillips certainly don't see eye to eye on. We're not friends, but his work back in the early days was really good. He was there filming the things that the Western media wouldn't. I remember him actually telling me when we were friends. He was stood next to Tom Burridge while Ukraine was shelling. Was shelling a hospital. I think wouldn't report on it. They wouldn't. And Graham said to Tom Burridge, "Why are you not filming this? Why are you not filming this?" He said, "Oh, we don't know both sides of the story. The story was Ukraine was shelling a hospital. I was in a hospital in Donetsk where all the windows were sandbagged to protect them from Ukrainian shells in a hospital. I saw it. I was there. I was in that hospital."
Yes, also the university was also heavily bombed, you know, and were killed also students and some teachers, you know. So I mean that's true. That's what happened, no. I also was bombed one market, no. When I was there in the not the central market, other market was bombed also with Tosca. So I mean this is what's happening. What happening in the daily. One day yes, one day no. One day yes, one day no. You understand me? Yes, what happened? The people deny, and also the people deny. Also, people brainwashed people think that the Donetsk people are like not Ukrainians. So those guys were citizens of Ukraine. I mean, they had the passport.
Yeah.
I saw with my eyes, all of them. But they didn't want the government. The new government installed in Kiev by a coup.
That's what the West does. You see, they call it balkanization. They create divisions. You have to look everywhere where the British Empire has been. Look at Palestine. They set that up. Jews versus Arabs. They set up in India where it's Pakistani Muslims versus. They create these situations. Northern Ireland, Protestant versus Catholic. They use a caste system. That is divide and rule. The Romans started it and the British exploited it. They use the same method. It's an imperialist tactic, and that is what they've done in Ukraine.
Friend Ben, I am happy not to see you again, and also we are going to finish around 1 hour already of talk. I think it's very intelligent. No, Ben, we have to do more often that. No, I mean not all the time, but time to time. Because I think this kind of talk show we have. Maybe some people are going to watch some of them. No, and also how to say, we are Western involved in this conflict since the beginning, and we saw different how to say different moments of the war, no, and also we have had amazing experience there, no. I am very happy because of you. You are Russian now, no, and also Rodolfo and so on, and all the people that they left there in the Donbass.
There's still some of us original volunteers out there. I mean, there's two of the French guys are still out there. Rodolfo, what's that Serbian called? I forget.
I know, and also there is Luis. There is this guy.
Cohen's still there somewhere. I've not bumped into him since that. Yeah,
I know they are doing well. I don't know. Myself is right now I am trapped, no, here in my world in Barcelona, and then in summer I don't know, but the situation to traveling to Russia is becoming difficult. It was difficult, and now it's even more difficult, no, because of the Russian authorities.
We'll welcome you back anytime, Miguel. We'll welcome you back anytime.
Who? Me?
Yeah, of course.
Me? I would like to visit, of course, Russia again. No, taking a flight and going to visit. I'm going.
Remember Ganjabas?
Maybe we can
underground. Yeah, great bar.
Yeah.
I was in there 2 months ago.
Will be wonderful, no, for me if I manage to do that, no, but it's like how to say, maybe I have now long holidays. I have long holidays here because I am a teacher here, starting at the beginning of July and August, 2 months of holidays. It's quite long.
Yeah, I'm going back to the military, to the reserve within the next month, but we'll catch up again, Miguel. Definitely. We'll do another video.
That's true. We'll have, for sure. And
I'll be back in uniform, I expect.
I hope we can meet in person one day and having some beer somewhere, no? In Russia or
in Ganjabas in Donetsk. You know the bar.
Yeah.
You know the bar well. I saw your ex-wife.
I like this place, and also Banana. No? Banana is more like I don't know. It's pop music and so on. But anyway, I like it. Not the place.
No, I don't like it. I like Ganjabas and Donetsk Underground are my two favorites.
That's true. Gancho Bar, Guccio Bar was amazing. Just look what I want to do. We want to stop here. I will send you the link. I will prepare everything. I will also post a nice una carátula. I don't know how to call it in English.
Yeah, if you can add my Telegram link as well. My Telegram link.
I will include your Telegram link, okay, and also I will promote among the in how to call it, in Facebook, okay, and then see you again. I am happy to see you, Ben. You are an amazing person.
Don't pass around, comrade. Don't pass around.
Correct.
Don't pass around.
No pass around. And tell Rodolfo. Huge to Rodolfo as well. You know that I appreciate very much this Brazilian guy. See you soon.
God bless.
See you. Bye.